While command economy has many advantages, there are also several disadvantages to discourage societies from adopting this form of economy. Let's discuss one by one. The first one would be societal needs might be ignored. In a command economy, the needs of the society are often ignored for its betterment. For workers, they will not be given a choice on where they can move or where they can work. So, number two, freedom is restricted. This type of economy normally tied to communism, which means that it also puts full control in the hands of the government alone and takes away the freedom of the people. Citizens cannot choose their career paths based on their interests and skills, but rather based on what the authority forces them to do. All work is aligned with the needs at a time, and the public do not have the full freedom of choice. Due to this downside of a command economy, people would mostly become dissatisfied. Number three is that black market explodes. Due to the governmental restrictions, goods and services that are not offered in the command economy begin being offered on the black market. Number four, innovative developments might be hindered. While a free market do encourage innovation and change, a command economy does otherwise. Since the government is in power is controlling the market, innovation is not a priority and not encouraged at all. This is due to the fact that this economic system controls all aspects of production and does not allow people to make it better. This would lead to a workforce that is not that motivated to create higher quality of services or goods. Number five would be unbalanced amounts of goods would be experienced. The amount of goods being produced are not balanced. One item will be mass produced whereas another will not have enough to support the economic needs. The government entity that controls the economy has difficulty obtaining up to date information about the needs of the consumers. Many times, rationing becomes a way of life within a command economy. And number six is there might emerge some export problems because it is difficult for the government in control to determine which products and prices will perform well on the international market. Exportation can become problematic. And number seven is no competition is offered. Market competition is a primary force of improvement, but it is not found in a command economy. After all, the government is the one owning all the industries, plus, it does not encourage competition, and actually, it even tries to eliminate it. You would not certainly see the benefits of competition in countries implementing this economic system. And finally, coordination can be difficult or even impossible. Because there are no planners who coordinate economic decisions on production, consumption, and trade for the entire country, efficient coordination is deemed impossible. Demand and supply can even be mismatched, and products can even fall on a shortage. Other issues are imbalance among food, transportation facilities, and electronic devices. So, if we summarize and if we were to put down the characteristics of command economy, we would say that the central plan is closely adhered to and is created by a central government through regulations and laws. So we can write it down as number one characteristics, it's controlled by government through regulations. And the second characteristic would be the government is responsible for creating a central economic plan for the country. To implement a command economy, short term goals are set in order to quickly mobilize and shape the economy. So it will have one central economic plan, and the whole industries would have the same vision. The businesses will have the vision of the government in achieving this plan. All goods and services in production is set through the central plan. The main goal is to ensure employment and see all the basic needs are met for every person within the society. So the other characteristic is that the societal needs are prioritized. And there is a monopoly owned by the government in industries that are most important in meeting the needs of the society, and all the other monopolization would be eliminated. So no monopoly except from the government. So if there is a question about the characteristics of command economy, you can summarize the advantages and disadvantages and write it through. You can estimate how much marks are allocated in that question, and according to that you can write it in either in a short form or in a more elaborated way. So it would be a bit complex to fully understand command economy, but by going through the advantages and disadvantages, you can have a good idea of how it does for a certain country and eventually come up with an informed decision whether it is good for society or not. But mostly people become very unsatisfied because their needs are ignored and their freedom is restricted and there is not much of choice for them. And for example, North Korea and Cuba is currently said to have the command economy. So we conclude this video, and we will now look into something that is in between command economy and market economy in our next video, which is known as the mixed economic system.